The key was in my hand, the door was locked. But on the second night, the silence broke. The scariest part wasn't that someone was trying to get inside. It was the moment I realized they were already in the house. I was paid $1,000 to stay alone for a week. Easy money, or at least, that's what I thought. My job was simple. I just had to stay at Mr. and Mrs. Peterson's huge, expensive home while they traveled out of the country. They said the house was alarmed, the neighborhood was safe, and all I needed to do was feed their goldfish once a day. Honestly, I was excited. $1,000 for 7 days of pure, uninterrupted silence. The first 36 hours felt perfect. The kind of silence you can feel pressing down on your eardrums. But that kind of silence can be tricky. It can hide things, and sometimes silence ends before you're ready. It began on the second night. I was downstairs watching a movie when I heard a sound from the hallway upstairs, a tiny, soft creak, just one, very faint. I froze. Then I told myself the same thing anyone would. The house is settling, it's nothing. But the sound had come from the exact middle of the upstairs hallway. I paused the movie and checked all the locks. Everything was shut, bolted, and secure. I went back to watching. And 10 minutes later, the sound came again, the same spot, same soft creak. My logical brain kept saying, it's just the house. But the other part of me, the part staring at the dark staircase, kept whispering, houses don't creak at the same time, in the same place, twice. I muted the movie and sat perfectly still for almost 30 minutes. But after that moment, the silence didn't feel peaceful anymore. It felt like something was quietly watching me back. By the third night, I was mentally exhausted. The house felt heavier, every shadow looked darker. And then the sounds changed. It wasn't a creak anymore. From the master bedroom upstairs came a low, slow dragging sound. Soft, but heavy, like something large was being pulled across the carpet. A thump, then a drag, again and again. I knew the Petersons didn't have pets. I knew no one else had a key. Worried, I whispered into the phone and called the alarm company. They checked everything. They said, "Sir, all perimeter locks are secured, and no motion has been detected inside the house." That was the moment I realized the truth. The terror wasn't that the door was unlocked, but that the security system lied. The dragging suddenly stopped, right above the exact spot where I was sitting. Then a single, heavy thump landed on the ceiling, as something big had dropped to the floor. It wasn't the sound of someone trying to force the door open. It was the sound of a key slowly, deliberately turning in the internal deadbolt lock of the master bedroom upstairs. And whatever it was, it didn't need to break a window to get in. It had its own keys. I screamed, scrambling for my phone. I called the police and hid downstairs until they arrived. When they finally arrived, the house was silent. Like nothing had ever happened. They went upstairs. The master bedroom door was locked from the inside. When they finally forced it open, the room was empty, completely empty, but sitting on the inside doorknob was a clean, silver key, a key I had never seen before. A key that didn't belong to the Petersons. A key to a room that should never have been locked.